What's going on, guys? Foxtail25 here with another video, and today we're going to talk about Northern Shadow. So Northern Shadow is an upcoming fantasy RPG, and in this video we're just going to be going over all the cool features and stuff because this game is pretty unique. I'm pretty excited about it, so we're going to go over all the stuff you need to know and pretty much everything we know so far. So the game is an indie game. It was greenlit on Steam, so it's made by like 2 or 3 guys. It's been worked on for like 3 years, I think. It's not quite ready to go yet, but it will be coming out kind of soon. So the best way I could summarize the game is like a mix of Skyrim and a city builder. It has some really cool, city building features, but also some really, traditional RPG features. So we're just going to talk about that in this video. But first, let me go into the city building because that is a really cool part of the game. So in the game, you're going to be able to build cities and manage cities. It's definitely a huge part of the game, and you kind of have to do it to play the game. But it's not exclusively a city builder. Like I said, you can still go first person and play around in the world. There is a storyline, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, guys, you can build cities anywhere on the map, so it's not limited. It's not like it's preset or anything. Anywhere you want, you can just build a city, and people will come and live in it. And then it's kind of like a city builder and manager. So if you ever played it, you have to manage your resources, things like food, water. You have to have jobs for your people. You have to provide for your people, and that's kind of the management side. You have to make sure everything's going well. Your city's gonna get attacked. You have to make sure you're defending it, and you're gonna have to do all those things in this game too. And you get to build it and customize it a lot. There's so much customization. You can customize down to like a single flower you could add. You can change the buildings, add roads, all stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot of potential for different possibilities for your city. And like I said, you're gonna have to keep up with the maintenance of your city and make sure everything's going well. So another cool thing about this game is the NPCs are really unique and they really stand out. So in a lot of RPGs, there are some special characters with a lot of dialogue, but some of them just fade in the background and don't really have that much to say. This game is completely different. Each character or NPC has a trait system, so the trait systems are like 10 or 15 traits, and they all have a range of traits. So I'm going to give you guys some example. So a character can be anywhere between aimless and ambitious, or anywhere between religious and secular, or anywhere between violent or peaceful, and it's almost like I think like a slider of where they are, and based on that they're going to make different decisions. Now those are just 3 of them. Like I said, there's a lot more. But any NPC can do different things, and that's going to start, different events in the world. So an example they gave was if an NPC has the right traits, he might murder another NPC, and then you're going to have to launch an investigation and solve that crime. So there's definitely a lot of potential. There's no special NPCs that are scripted to do certain things, except maybe in the main story. And the NPCs all have the potential to become main characters, which I think is really cool, something we haven't really seen before. And it looks like the NPCs all have different kind of almost randomly generated dialogue that they can talk to you. It's not like they only have like one word to say. Every NPC is going to be able to have conversations with you, which again is really cool because that's not something we've seen in a lot of MMOs. So definitely a lot of potential for the NPCs. They're also going to have, schedules. They're going to go to work. They're going to have families and go back to their homes and stuff like that, so they're a little bit more developed than NPCs and, your standard RPG. So the game does have a pretty strong emphasis on random events, people attacking your city, NPCs doing stuff, but there will still be a traditional RPG story that you'll get to play through. So there will be, some form of questing, but it's definitely not the huge emphasis of the game. You don't even have to do it if you don't want to. Other than that, guys, the map is huge. It looks like it's at least the size of Skyrim, if not bigger. The map is divided into 3 continents, and there's also an underground map, which is a huge system of caves and mazes and mines and stuff for you to explore and go through. They said the map is about 200 square kilometers and growing. Like I said, I think it sounds like it's kind of around the same size of Skyrim or something like that. Another cool thing is the map is going to have a season system, so the world is going to go through seasons just like we do here, in real life. So that's a pretty cool thing because it's something I really wanted them to add to Skyrim that never got added. So I'm excited to see it's going to come in this, and I'm sure it'll take effect on your city. Like if it's really cold, obviously maybe some of your citizens are going to die, or you have to provide more food or warmth for them and stuff like that. Another thing is all the buildings are destructible, so your city can get destroyed. You can also, destroy other cities. So it's cool that, the world is so flexible and it really changes. It's pretty dynamic. So the game can be played overhead or in first person. So like when you're doing the city building stuff, you're not going to be in first person, but you can, like I've said, you have the ability just to go first person and run around the world like you could in a game like Skyrim. I know I'm using that a lot, but it's a pretty good example. You can just go in first person and run around the world, do quests, solve problems in first person, or you can do it overhead in like a menu or something like that, and work on your city and manage your city. Either way, you're going to have to command your troops in battle, so there's some potential for some really large-scale combat. It sounds like, huge battles when you're attacking cities or people are attacking your city, and you can command troops from over the top, or you can just do it in first person and tell people where to go. So that looks pretty cool, guys, and like I said, we saw in the trailer, there's a huge scale battle, which just looked really epic, so that's pretty exciting. We will have a progression system in the game. There aren't like a skill line like Skyrim. The best way I could describe the progression is it sounds like it's Oblivion. As you do the skill, you improve and you're naturally going to get better, but you're not going to be able to invest points in skill lines or anything like that. But that's pretty much all I have for the game. It sounds really cool. I hope you guys are excited as I am about it. It will be coming out on PC, and right now we have no release date. They said they're thinking about making it early access, or that is their intent. It just seems like it's taking a while. So we'll have to wait for an actual release date or an early access release date. But if you guys want to see more, make sure you guys subscribe, because I will be covering the game as we get more. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to check out my Instagram and Twitter, you can do so in the description below. Some cool videos on Elder Scrolls Online coming next week with the new DLC, so make sure you guys stay tuned. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.